Hello and welcome to another modelling video. This is Alan from the Meconoman at YouTube with another airbrush review. Today we are unboxing, setting up, assembling and testing the 1168B Hseng double action pistol grip 0.5mm airbrush. Purchased off AliExpress for under $30, can be found on a number of other Chinese import websites. The price, initial listing and this spray pattern gave me no hope. Very rough and a huge gamble. The delivered product is a lot more promising and I think we can do much better. The kit contains the gun itself, multiple paint cups, 2 adapter air valves, a wrench and a set of comprehensive instructions. Otherwise, almost no difference to the Eco Neo or Gallier that we previously reviewed. With standard 1/8 inch air input, the difference is the crown, standard Hseng fitting, air valve adjustments, paint cup lids are threaded, which seems to be the trend at the moment, everything in a smooth chrome plating, easy to clean. Threads are a bit bitey and not as smooth as the other brands. The instructions is the same pictorial breakdown of the internals of the airbrush for assembly, paint guide and a couple of specs in several different languages, so small, very hard to read and a little bit nonsensical. Otherwise, fairly good first impression. Doesn't matter if it's your first or a veteran, with any new airbrush purchase, you should always dismantle it and learn how it works mechanically. It is very straightforward in stripping down and quite similar to the other pistol grips that I've done. Take very careful note, if not document the orientation of some of the parts going in and out, as there's a lot more steps and fiddlier than your typical gravity feed double action trigger. If you can avoid it, removing the air valve is very tricky to reset up later. This model sandwiches the nozzle between the crown and body with a O-ring, so remove the needle before the nozzle. For mechanical operation, sliding metal on metal isn't great. I like to lubricate my mechanical components with petroleum jelly or Vaseline and focus on the threaded inner part of the main body, slightest amount of glaze in the air valve and air channel, followed by lubricating the trigger and the trigger assembly of the sleeve spring and needle guide. Also assembling those parts in that order for a very fluid and smooth movement. In the event of a packing needle failure or the removal of the needle with paint inside will bring paint throughout the airbrush. The lube will keep it wet and prevent it from drying until disassembly and cleaning up, otherwise gluing everything together. The second guide, spring and sleeve for the air trigger is also lubricated. For the double action mechanism to work, pull a bit for air, further back for paint. The order and direction of parts need to be put in correctly. First with the trigger block, spring and brass flange that has the needle guide penetrating through to make connection, pulling the whole assembly backwards across the 2 springs. You may need to repeat the process until the needle guide presses and the air valve opens. Continuing with the assembly process, the nozzle is plopped in and sandwiched between the crown and nozzle end, making sure the part is aligned and debris is free from the O-ring, which needs to be present. Following, tip first, we feed the needle right through the needle guide, packing that all the way to the nozzle jet. If there is any snags, you stop immediately, readjust, reassemble. It is a very tight fit and does take a bit of force. Properly assembled, when the trigger is activated, the needle guide goes backwards and forwards. Once you tighten the needle nut, the needle is pinched and activating the trigger will make the entire assembly go backwards and forwards, opening the paint channel. If it didn't work, here's the trigger assembly again. Main air valve block, prongs facing out. The large spring, brass cap, open facing out. The trigger assembly with needle guiding rod. It protrudes through the brass cup end. All threads together, needle guide goes in and out, operating with the trigger. With that done, the rest is fairly cosmetic. The ends to protect the needle. The adjustable knob at the end is the needle stopper. The air valve, you need to take great care on the torque, how much you twist it in. This is with an air test. The handle sheath over the air valve and the nut to hold it in. Completing and concluding the assembly. An air source is required. We'll be spraying in this booth with a Hseng 1/4 horsepower oilless compressor with a 1/8 inch threaded braided female end of a hose onto the air valve. It does struggle but fits in most cleaning pots and airbrush stands. Adjustable airbrusher, anywhere around 25 to 15 psi is ideal, but it can shoot far more pressure of air up to 30 psi. Depressing the trigger, if it is not turning the air on and off ideally, constantly air on or no air at all, you'd need to adjust the space of the air valve attached to the airbrush until you air output corresponding to the trigger pull. You will need to remove the handle sheath and take care to reassemble without adjusting the position of the air valve. Test 2, to make sure that it is operating properly, we put a bit of thinner or water with air input. Operating the trigger, we should get air pressure out first, then the fluid inside spraying out. By covering the end with our finger, it'll redirect the air through the cup, and that's called the jet bubble technique. Good for cleaning. You can see operating it. This is the ideal output and spray or atomization. We'll be using hobby grade lacquer paint thinned with automotive lacquer thinner at a fairly watery viscosity, the same as I use in my other videos and models. The plastic spoon test simulating a model part gave even and easy to apply smooth coat. Atomizing is not an issue, it's not dry tipping or building up paint in the crown. The more rigid Gundam part is also taking well to a wet coat. Finally, we are hitting with a spray pattern and line test. With regulated air and quite thin paint, immediately we're getting far better results than the test pattern that was provided by AliExpress. Thank God that this is not a lemon. The spray pattern has issues as there is a slight amount of spluttering and a lot of hot spots that is pulling paint intermittently, then choked when I pulled the trigger all the way back. I did a few more adjustments to the air valve as well as the crown sandwiching the nozzle. Apparently that has an impact on atomization. I adjusted the nozzle and crown by 1/4 turn and then doing various lines until I got a far more smooth and consistent spray pattern from the distance of the airbrush to the paper and how far back I pull the trigger. It is incredibly fiddly and temperamental, more so than other brands, as I believe the end of the airbrush is not well designed for large flow 0.5 pistol grip spraying and should be kept to the double action single gravity or siphon feed airbrushes with the trigger at top. This spray pattern is testing how much paint I can flow out and how quickly it is to paint an entire large surface. It is a bit on the splotchy side as it's not the same as a spray gun for automotive or industrial applications. So if you were to do a much larger model, this is not too bad as an in-between tool. This is just a test. If I was to spray a much larger piece, I would thin the paint down much further, pull back and do very light dusting tones in sweeping transparent coats and build it up a few times. The colour is also a weird British green-grey as this is my waste paint that I've been pouring in a so-called spittoon. Cleaning is fairly straightforward and the same as any other airbrush. Wiped off the body, the cup, cleaned any dry tip in the crown, cleaned out the cup. I pour in gun cleaner, which is a far hotter and stronger solvent than thinner, breaks everything down. It would ruin your paint if you used it as a thinner. Removes anything sticking to the electro coating plating and passes straight through the nozzles, also clearing out any debris. being a 0.5, pulling the trigger all the way back does empty the cup pretty rapidly. With about 2 passes of gun cleaner, we were finished with a very, very clean airbrush and readjusted the nose or tip crown. For a more thorough clean, I remove the needle after flushing out and wiping it. This airbrush is fine and has the same issue cost to time ratio that you would have with a fairly cheap airbrush to a fairly expensive airbrush. How much are you willing to sacrifice the hip pocket or hours fiddling around and doing further adjustments or maintenance than necessary? The current generation of Hseng and cheap Chinese airbrushes to main brand such as Iwata and everything else in the sun has closed the gap so much it almost blurs altogether. With the pistol grip, I think this one is a little bit off the mark and does require far more attention and effort. However, being newer to airbrushing and willing to go through the frustrating efforts of mastering it and getting a decent result would improve and tune your understanding of airbrushing. This is a personal decision to your needs, wants, how you enjoy the hobby and wish to develop yourself or understanding. Once you have it all keyed in and spraying, it is pretty good and no different to the nicer brand. Especially with the nozzle, it has almost a H&S output. On that note, not being a streamlined, very standard needle nozzle combination, it is a little more trickier and slightly more expensive to get these parts, but they are packaged and available on the same platform. Probably best to get a few of them as you purchase the airbrush. I won't be using this anymore as I am very happy and still recommending the Neo Eco. But if this is all that's available or budget restraints, I do highly recommend this otherwise. There is nothing wrong with it. It is a very sound and good airbrush. This concludes the video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, until next time, stay tuned for further content. We're still making uploads and videos weekly. Happy to entertain any feedback. We'll definitely answer any questions you may have or resolve issues, and a like is always appreciated. Catch you guys next time. See you later.